Okay, for problem statement 5, we want to write these 4 parabolas in order from widest to narrowest. Now, once again, I would hope that you would know what the different numbers, the coefficients in front of x squared, does to the graph. But once again, if you didn't, we can still use our calculator to figure it out. Let's go ahead and clear out all the stuff in y equals that we have. Let's go ahead and put in negative 3x squared in the first one. Negative 1 half x squared into the second one. 3/8 x squared into the third one. And then 5x squared into y4. Now remember, when we graph these, they're going to go in order. So we can watch and see which one's the narrowest and which one is the widest. And I'm going to keep track of those on here. See, there's the first. Looks like the second is bigger than the first. And the third seems to be the widest still. And the fourth is going to be the narrowest. So now I realize that thing can go pretty fast. It's easy to forget. One thing you can do is hit the trace button. Now notice the cursor is right there in the middle at 0, 0. If I arrow over a few times, you'll notice that it starts tracing this one, which is my first one. It says y1 equals negative 3x squared. So if I press the up and down arrows, it'll jump to all the different ones. So I want to go ahead and put my cursor on the one that's the widest, which is this one going up. And my widest one is 3/8 x squared. Now my next one is this one going down. So let's see. Oh, here we go. That's the negative 1/2 x squared. My next widest one is the one going down that direction. Oh, it's not that one. It's this one, negative 3x squared. Y equals negative 3x squared. And then my last, the only one left, y equals 5x squared. Now, the reason that works, remember, the larger the number is, the more stretched it gets, the narrower or the taller it gets. So this number, and I'm not talking about signs here, these negatives have nothing to do with how narrow or how wide it is. Just the number itself. The larger numbers make it stretch and become skinnier. Whereas a wider graph, a smaller number, one that's less than 1, will stretch it out this direction, compress it down, and make it wide. So large numbers stretch, small numbers compress. And the difference between a stretch and a compress is these are larger than 1, these are smaller than 1. So if you'll notice, all I've done is put these in order from least to greatest, again, if you do not consider the negative signs. So for part B, create one that is wider than all of those listed above. Well, if this is my widest one, I just need to make one that's wider. So y equals x squared. And if I was going to put one wider, I just need a number that's smaller than 3/8. Pick any one you want to. The easiest one I can think of is 1/8, because 1/8 is obviously smaller than 3/8.